a feather. The hens were roosting in their coop when one feather dropped from a little white hen. Two hens sitting below saw the feather fall, and one of them said, "Did you see that? The white hen is making herself pretty by pulling out some of her feathers." The other hen exclaimed, "She thinks she's prettier than all of us?" Mrs. Owl, roosting high up near the ceiling, heard them and said to her husband, "Those hens are complaining and fighting. Don't listen to their gossip," instructed her husband, tucking his head under his wing. But her remark had been overheard by some neighboring hens. One of them whispered, "Do you know two of the hens are fighting? They must be pulling out each other's feathers," replied the other. A sleepy hen woke up to hear this and exclaimed loudly, "5 hens are fighting?" The white hen heard it and thought, "I wonder what happened," and she went back to sleep. The door of St. Olave's Church. There was a great treasure at Klumhoi, guarded by a dragon. 3 men in the village heard about it and decided to dig for it. "It's necessary to be completely silent," said one of them. "Otherwise, the dragon will wake up." So, determined to remain quiet, they took their spades to dig up the treasure. They dug fairly deep till the spades hit something with a clang. They found they had hit a large copper chest. Scraping away the rubble, they found a huge ring on the lid of the chest. The 3 of them combined their strength to pull up the ring, but it seemed fixed very firmly. After tugging for a while, it moved. So, one of them excitedly said, "Once more and it'll open." The chest flew off and fell into a lake, and they were left holding the ring. They fixed it on the door of St. Olave's Church. Conla and the Fairy Maiden. Conn of 100 Fights was a famous warrior and dearly loved his son, Conla, with the fiery hair. One day, as they stood on Mount Usna, Conla saw a beautiful maiden walking towards him and asked her who she was. She was from among the joyous hill folk who lived in the land of the ever-living. But no one except Conla could see her. Conn asked, "Who are you talking to?" The invisible maiden introduced herself and said she wished to take Conla, whom she loved, to her land of the ever-living. King Baudag rules over that kingdom, and Conla will wear the royal fairy crown and never grow old there, for it is a plain of pleasure and joy, she explained. Conn did not wish to lose his son, and he still could not see the maiden. So he called Druid, his magical advisor. The maiden vanished, giving an apple to Conla. The Crystal Boat. Corin, the Druid, knew magical spells. When Conn sought his help to protect Conla, he chanted various spells. But the lady vanished, leaving an apple in Conla's hand. The apple was magical, for Conla ate nothing but that for a month. Each time he took a bite, it became whole again. Conla longed to see the maiden again. On the last day of the month, when he went out with his father, she came again. Con heard her invite his son to the land of the ever-living. He summoned Corin, but the maiden warned him that the druid's magic would fail before the powerful fairy magic. Con asked his son what he wished. He loved his father and his people, but he loved the maiden too. So, she summoned her crystal canoe and they sailed away in it. Con watched the boat sailing away, never to be seen again.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.